So I'm traveling all the way from Nairobi to Kisumu, and one thing I've always wanted to do is do a range test, and the car of choice today is a C200 Mercedes. So on average you find people say that such a car, because this car comes with a 2-liter engine, around 211 horsepower and around 350 Newton meters of torque. So that is how much fuel I have as of now, less 2 bars, and I've reset the trip meter. So let's see how much fuel I'll use. My sister here is traveling with me. How much fuel do you think we'll use? 8,000 Kenya shillings. Approximately. 8,000 to 7,500. 8,000 to 7,500. We're also traveling with another friend of mine here. Frank, how much do you think we'll use?
7,000.
7,000. So C-Class Mercedes, watu wamesema, the verdict is out. Personally, I think we'll use 8,000, depending on venye nitafinya gari, but let's see how much fuel we'll use from Nairobi all the way to Kisumu. Now, we are starting from the viewpoint. So this is one place. So because I've set the trip meter, we'll base the amount of fuel you use based on the distance. And one thing you people know, msichana wako akisimamishwa viewpoint, jua ni kubaya kwa sababu matatu huwa hazisimami hapa. But anyway, come with me as we go all the way to Kisumu and test how much fuel we will use in a C-Class Mercedes.
Na kwanza Dota, leo ulikuwa unafaa kuwa unaendesha. Leo ni wewe ulikuwa unafaa kuwa unaendesha. What happened? Alikuwa anatafuta ndio imekuja. Kwanza ndio hiyo sun-kissed. Bale tutasimama pale kwa majani pale Kericho, inakonga fiti na bado una glow. Hebu muoneni guys, I have a beautiful sister guys. Ametoka soko lakini msijaribu, na wajua off the market. Hebu onyeshe something hii imeenda.
Chicken and not chicken.
Kabisa. Mwambie chicken and happy.
Yeah.
That's my sister guys. For guys who've never known, I have a sister. I have 2 siblings, a sister and a brother, and another sister as well, and another brother. And this brother here from another mother. Wako wengi, familia ni kubwa.
She loves me when
So I'm in Naivasha right now, and I've done 40 kilometers. I've lost 1 bar. Now this 1 bar is a bar that I had, like that was the bar that imeisha all the way from Nairobi. So I won't count it as a bar that I've lost all the way from the viewpoint where I started the video. That is a bar that I lost all the way from Nairobi. So I've done 40 kilometers and I've spent a bar of fuel. And right now I'm at Naivasha. I've spent around 40 minutes all the way from the viewpoint to Naivasha, which is quite a lot of time, but there is a reason. Hiyo stretch, cops, if you speed anything past 100, utashikwa. So that is why I didn't go that fast. But anyway, let's wait and see how many bars we'll have spent by the time we get to Nakuru.
drunk. She loves me when I'm jobless. She loves me when I'm wrong. Even when I don't need luck. Yeah, she loves me like that.
So I am now in Nakuru, and for those who know these matatus, this is Nakuru Breeze where matatus usually stop, and I've done 100 kilometers from the viewpoint. From Nairobi it's probably around 150 or give or take a few kilometers, but I've done 100 and I've only lost 2 bars all the way from Nairobi. So let's see how much more we'll have used when we get to Kisumu.
Like damn, damn, damn. Like damn, 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 damn. She loves me when I'm drunk. She loves me.
So I've just now passed Total, the junction that leaves the road that is going to Eldoret. I think it's known as the A104. And now I've just turned towards going to Kisumu. And as of now, I'm down 3 bars from what I had when I started. So that means that I'm basically 3/4 way done with the journey. So I'm left with, let's say, 1 bar to get to Kisumu. That is my prediction. Let's see what we get. And in terms of the distance we've covered around 173 kilometers. That's what my tachometer says. So let's see how much more we cover and how much more fuel we consume.
Baby, shake it to the max. DJ, please turn up the bass to the max. Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
unaweza fanya tu na mkono moja guys.
So we've just stopped at a random place. I wanted to show you guys the greenery. I mean, just look at all of that. Looking very, very nice. And one thing I'd like to show watu wenye wajai kuja Kisumu, when you get to Kericho, there's these houses. Mnaziona? These are for people who work in these plantations. Now, they usually pick the tea in the morning, so right now hautawaona, but it's usually picked by tractors like this ones. Those are the ones that pick the tea from these places. But this is how it looks. Very nice looking. And we've not even stopped at the best looking place yet. We just picked a random place. Looking very nice. All this is greenery. I mean, all of that. And this is for, I've zoomed in quite far, but just look, all of that. That's all tea.
Me when I'm jobless, she loves me when I'm lost. Even when I don't need love, yeah, she loves me like damn.
So I've gotten to Kisumu and my tachometer is telling me that I've been using 10.3 kilometers per litre, and I have gone a distance of around 276 kilometers, which is fair. I feel like that is a fair distance. So I've consumed 4 bars of fuel. I'll do a calculation and overlay how much fuel I have actually used for that same distance. And anyway, once I do the calculations, we'll see who will have guessed right in terms of how much fuel we'll have used from viewpoint to, actually, let's just say from Nairobi to Kisumu. So after doing the calculations, I'd used 4 bars of fuel by the time I was recording the last clip. But by the time I was getting to where I was sleeping, I'd used around 5 bars. But then again, there are so many variables that add on to that cause. Nilizunguka Kisumu a little bit before I went to sleep. And so by the time I was sleeping, I'd used 5 bars. So let's just say I used 4.5 bars. So on average, 1 bar is around 1,500 Kenyan shillings. What that means is that I used 4.5 bars. That is basically around like, let's say 7,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, I was driving an average speed of around 120 thereabout, and so I feel like for a 2-liter turbocharged engine that is this fast and this smooth, that is quite good fuel economy. Do you guys feel like the C-Class is, the economy of the C-Class is an economy figure that makes sense? On a personal level, it does, especially for what it offers. But I know people like you guys can always talk to me in the comment section. Do you guys feel like that is a figure that makes sense?